Hey, what is going on, guys? Dave from Wake Up It's Football, bringing you guys another draft profile. Today is Hageman, defensive tackle out of Minnesota. But keep in mind, a lot of draft stock will shift and change in the following months. The combine hasn't even been here yet, so you gotta, keep these in mind when I'm giving draft projections. And also, shout out to Draft Breakdown for the highlights in this video. But let's get right into this one. Again, Hageman, defensive tackle out of Minnesota, standing at 6'6", 318 pounds. Some collegiate stats: 91 total tackles, 10 sacks, 10 passes deflected, and 24 tackles for loss. A couple of things you might want to know about Hageman is, first of all, he was the third-team AP All-American in 2013 and first-team All-Big Ten in 2013. Now let's get to some pros and cons. First of all, what I notice is his pro is, for his size being 6'6" and 318 pounds, I feel as if his weight disperses throughout his body a little bit better for being 6'6", being a little bit of a taller defensive tackle. So that allows his pass rushing and that allows his speed to be, I feel, above average for the defensive tackle position. That allows him to get into gaps and get after the pass, or get after the quarterback. Sorry. Now, effort, also something that I noticed. Now, this might, I don't want it to sound like a contradiction with the cons that I have listed below, but for his effort when he is successful, and he gets past offensive linemen or whatever the case may be, I feel as if his effort is always there. He's always a guy who's going to put forth effort, even if he does get hung up on offensive linemen, double teamed. He's still going to try, and that's something I noted down. Now, injury history, something that you want to take note of if you're a general manager or a scout, is something that is very important, very crucial in the scouting process. Has this player had any notable injuries? Has this player ever been out for an extended amount of time because he's had a torn ACL, etc., etc.? Hageman has not. He's definitely a player who has been healthy throughout his college career, and that's something you want to note down as well. His size, again, 6'6", 318 pounds, I think allows him to be a very successful defensive tackle at the collegiate level. Now, cons. This is where, to me, I don't want to sound negative, but I felt as if some of the cons outweighed the pros. He plays too high. I think from ESPN, I think they said it a little bit better than I can say it. His pad level is an issue. He plays too high with narrow base too often, and occasionally gives ground and gets washed down the line a little bit too much. And that's something I also noticed. Now, this can go into him getting pushed out of plays, especially when it comes to the running game. The objective is to get after the running back, plug up your gap. Offensive guards are pushing Hageman to the left or to the right, and he's not really fighting them off. Also, he'll get pushed over and he'll get pushed to the ground, which is something that I found to be a little bit concerning. So when you watch the tape, you see some of these things where he can't stay on his feet or he's getting pushed around. As a 318-pound defensive tackle, that should not be happening. To me, that was a concern. Also, his production, he was, I'm not going to say the word or the term one-year wonder, but he became a starter just this year. Played in about 10 games in 2011. He had played in about 12 games in 2012, started 13 games in 2013. There we go. Now, he just became a starter this year. He did have some production in the last couple of seasons, but he really came on in 2013 at Minnesota. So, production could be something that you might want to take into account, even though he just, kind of exploded onto the scene this season. Some of the stats he had this year: 26 solo tackles, 13 tackles for loss, 2 sacks, and an interception, with 8 passes deflected. So he came on this year. Do you want to label him as a one-year wonder? I'm not sure. But my draft projection, I'm not as high on him as a lot of people are. You're going to see him projected in the first round. I'm going to say in the second to third round range. I have a lot of teams listed down that could use some defensive line help, some defensive tackle help. But Gopher fans, guys who are fans of this guy, don't hate. This is just my honest assessment of what I thought and what I saw. But throw your comments down on what you think about Hageman's game. Comments, questions, concerns, all that good stuff, again, down in the comments below. But that was my draft profile on Hageman, or Hageman. And that's all I got for you guys today. I'm out.